Greetings, greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you with another video. And if you are feeling kind, please subscribe. They're taking over the BAYOU next, possibly, maybe, guys. We're going to tap into a few cards to see if we can figure out what this rabbit hole is leading us down, all right? I thank you guys again for being a part of the reservation. Please continue to subscribe to be a part of the nation. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. I do appreciate everyone. I do have the wolf that has popped out. So this is some sort of attack. This is also some sort of fear of it's a fear that's really put in the city or this town, New Orleans, in the matter of a spirit, which we know that. So I feel like, you know, this is going to take a full-fledged spiritual assembly to kind of go into New Orleans. So this is a calling. This is definitely supposed to happen in the order. And I just feel like if something goes with them actually taking over, this is going to be the great expansion. There'll be some sort of great expansion that's going to come behind this. All right, let's get into it. You know, they have so many cities that they could go into. Like I said, the Bronx, New York, California as well, Poos. So, you know, why they're not starting in the cities that really, really need policing, you know, is beyond me. But nevertheless, they're going to New Orleans. Oh, wait, I didn't. Let me do this one. Sorry. I think I'm going to start with this as a base. Spirits. What sign symbols, downloads, and messages do we have regarding the BAYOU, New Orleans, and the National Guard entering there? Community is the first card. You got rebellion. You got to be brave. I said that from the start. They have to be brave to go into this city. The wildflowers are showing that there is some sort of, it's like an old way but a new beginning that's going to happen here. Then we got the loss. A lot of people would be missing again. And it's all about the eye of the perception. What are we going to be? What have we witnessed and watched over the years? That they, I feel like that they kind of just made this town this evil place. And I'm not saying that the spirits weren't already there. We have ancestors that really walk on the ground in the soil, still living and dead. But they're really, really afraid to just enter this place. And that's just where we're going down, all right? So we've got community, rebellion, bravery, the wildflower, the loss. That is in the present. And the final card is the eye and what we're going to watch and witness. Okay? Let's see where we're going. What's the community in the past tense? Tell me a little bit about New Orleans. Now, they have a community of people that I feel are not from this planet. And, you know, you can take it or you leave it. I tell you my downloads, and that's just, I mean it, all right? So they have beings there that are not from this planet. They really reside in New Orleans because they can mingle in, they can walk around a little better. Tell me, not doing all these. We got the page of Bibles that popped out, okay? So we're going two more. You got the 5, and then you got the ace with the 10 of hellfires. I'll scoot up in a second. I want to get through this before I get into y'all. Okay. I think I'll start with the page of Bibles in reverse first, because the people there really have a different kind of heart, whether it is like this down south of hospitality or just the way that they look at each other in this community. Sorry, that's crazy. They're going to be pulling down from this effect to where these these National Guards are walking around, but they're really to put fear into these people. So every urban city that we see that's next, New York or California, is going to be hit. What they're trying to do is put the fear of the heartstrings of the people. And if they can have fear in them to kind of get them to leave this community, leave the Bayou, then they'll have like some sort of battle lifted. And I don't know if this is a spiritual battle that they're really going after. And I don't know if this is a physical sense, but it has been a struggle for many, many decades that they can't kind of get into the city and do what they want. And they may try to um, prey on separating women and children, real families, if they're really existing down in New Orleans, which I know they are. They're going to separate the real families. There's going to be house fires. What's going to trigger this is the animals. I don't know why they're concerned about them, but animals are popped up here in the corner. And the fact that they want to destroy the community, I don't want to say it, but of these poor people. It's all about the poor. It's all about the poverty. And when they can separate and kind of dismantle families, this will be a little bit better for them to go in and change things. But what they really want to change is the value of this city. They want to have these beings that are still walking around as people and animals to kind of have this land. I want to stop. Tell me about this. They're splitting up the families, and there's house fires here in a community of people. Well, they want to make a certain section of this, I don't want to say town, city, whatever. They want this land. And they want this land because they feel that there's something beautiful that is residing there, but they want to do something different as far as capturing the attention to get away from the poverty. These people are not going to be able to enjoy it. They don't want them here. They don't want them near it. We're not going to be paying attention to what they're going to do. This is going to be some untamed energy. This is a divine meet when they're going to New Orleans, because this is more than just now the urban cities. This is sort of a spiritual thing. So this is why this Ace of Hellfires is making sense now, because it's the city that they really don't want on fire, but they want the people to kind of like go away. So that may be a distraction here. And that may be a distraction in a particular community that we're not paying attention to. They're going to broadcast it on the news. There's graves and cemeteries they've already dug up. The people are not below like they used to with funerals. The sky is going to open up in New Orleans on a different form. They're going to say it's some sort of meteor, some sort of explosion, or somebody captured something that wasn't real. They're going to distract us from that. But you better believe that it's foul, and this is going to continue to grow silently and quietly throughout different urban areas, because there are people there that are residing that I feel are protected. They're protected in a sense from death. They're protected from connections because they're just not real. They're behind some sort of barricade, but they want this new land for them to have. Lineage is here. They've been there for many, many centuries from the past. Tell me about this Farazad, the rebellion. They have growth that they've already started as far as revamping a certain part of the land that they've killed either a lot of animals or just cut a lot of trees down. The trees hold the power. In New Orleans, they kind of want to get rid of them now. I'll keep drawing 4, and I'm only trying to draw 3. I've got the Queen of Bibles. I got the Sun in reverse. There's some sort of blocked happiness, the truth coming to you. The 6 of Hellfires. And then the Wheel. So they've been planning this, like I said, for a very, very long time. I have to start with this wheel, okay? Because the fact is, we have some tyrant energy that's in control that feels um, this would be better for the world, but he's been given some sort of permission. He's been given permission to do this chaotic thing and go into different towns, cities, and states he has no jurisdiction in, regardless of being who you are or not. So this is really coming in as a snake wrapped into the judicial system. This is also elected officials in agreement with him coming in instead of standing up for the defense. They're scared to death of this town in a certain spirit. Of course, I took you out of here. No, I didn't. There's a spirit here. Just in time. If you're on your way to the good old house of the Lord, you might want to know the demon you're sitting next to. Let's call them out by their first and last name, shall we? There's a spirit here they're afraid of, so they have to like stall and waste time. And I feel like this community of people that we're not able to see, that are not like us, that are not human beings, are some sort of like entities from another planet. Tell me about this spirit that is scared in New Orleans. Gratitude, gratitude. There's something going on here. Tell me. Adam Bleach. Adam Bleach. There's the peacock, and there's another one to confirm everything. Let me explain who this demon is, all right? Adram Leach. Gotta pause. If you've been here before, you can't just say these. They'll blurt me out because they know who these demons are. They're behind the keyboard. So just if you're pause, I have to go in between now. Was an ancient sun god in the twin cities of Sephirim. Was later designated as a ruling demon of you know what, of HE double hockey sticks. The head of a mule, and some aspects of a peacock. So, what's the peacock having to do with the prettiness of the city, and what's the connection with Sephirim? Are they trying to do New Orleans the same as well? I got a braid. I think this is legacy or some sort of connection to family. Identity, survival. Identity and survival. So tell me more about this. Oh, let me stop. Identity and survival. They're right here, sorry. So there are a lot of children, not only in DC, but New York, but particularly New Orleans. And these children in New Orleans have some sort of energy they're going to take from these particular children that are covered by the sun. I don't know if that's children who are gifted, children who are just underprivileged, but there's something here that feels truthful in a negative to do with children. They're going to change something to the effect, if they have grow farms, greenhouses, they're going to take and shut all those down, like the ones that are in the neighborhood, in the city, something for the children that works out. And it really is an eye that is watching over this door. They're going to shut and take that down. They may have some sort of fire come in or just burn it down altogether. With this Queen of Bibles in the 6, I feel like they're going to push a religion behind this, very much so. And the religion really is the faith. You got to hold on, and they'll be like Martin Luther King speeches. It's like they want us to hold on to a dream, and that's just a puppet show. There is no one that can really help the city of New Orleans in general, or whatever city is next, because what's happening here is they're using some sort of intuitive energy to kind of win over this police force to win over this town and to get these people to bow down. Because now it is more than just paying pennies to get out of town. They're not going to do that for New Orleans, because they feel that these people are carrying some sort of spirit, and they're really afraid about it, because they don't know who has what, the powers, the ancestral information that could get them hurt. You understand? So they're very, very much so afraid. Tell me more about this bravery in the future, because they're going to stand up and really come out the mud and the water. They may try to drain or go near some sort of a swampy land. In the bayou is where they're afraid of the most here. Then you got the King of Horns, the Knight, and the Knight. So he has to have people behind him, because, you know, if you can get people to be in agreement with madness, then all you need is the action behind it. And that's why he has really set this up for all the reserves to have jobs. I'm not going to say it again, because in this state, the police, it's all about how they didn't give him some sort of respect. And we all know who him is if you don't figure it out. But he's here as if you're going to bow down, you're going to listen to me, or he's going to change this whole world. He's going to change the whole dynamic. It's a real king that we're looking at now. I don't think he'll be able to reverse back what he's going to go through with sending the National Guard into this town that's spiritually kind of spiritually spooky. So he has to do this, and he has had faith wrapped all around these forces. They're going to use more weaponry energy with the spiritual sense, like Bibles, churches. It may happen on a full moon. They may try to turn it a different color and say that something's going on that's like spectacular, but it's not true. Don't fall for it. It's a distraction. Confirm the past, present, and future before we move on from this. There's that wall again when I told you about. There's two walls here, when in the rebellion and then this. So they want to like take over these cities to have them barricaded and protected. I can't remember that movie on Netflix, but it was a series. Like, you can't go over in California, you can't go over the wall. It's like this side was protected from viruses and the other one wasn't. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to barricade these cities, but they have to start deep down, because this is a spiritual attack. They know if they go into these cities, the well will go deeper, the rabbit hole will be down, and they don't want anything bad happening to them. They are afraid of this town, more afraid than like the killers in these other cities, because they know what they've watched and witnessed for centuries. The wildflower is up next in the past, and this is an awakening. This is an awakening now. You got the Three of Bibles. You got the King of Hellfires. He's still here, and I'm still drawing four. You got the King in Justice. Regardless what we say on earth, there's always karmic retribution for these people who do evil. The scales have to be balanced. So regardless here on earth of what we're dealing with, these tyrants, we're dealing with energy that wants to kind of take over our economy, but it's really what we're seeing. They want to have complete control over that. They're going to have three feminine energies, three women come forth to have some sort of press conference speech. You won't know who's who. That is a person from this community. Whoa. This community of people who are not like beings. There's no teamwork. There's people in this city that don't want this. They're fighting against all of these different rules. They actually have been fined or got something really, really evil happen to them. Like, there's some sort of official that has had parts of animals or bodies on their doorstep. They're trying to reverse psychology and use the devil in this, and they're using Adram Leach, and they're using him to the beauty effect because you have to be beautiful in order to scare people. I don't know what that means, but there's seats sitting for these people, and they rise and they sit and they go back and forth in these bodies that we look up as officials, colleagues, celebrities. There's no more teamwork happening here. And I feel like this is all in the matter of the spirit. But there's still a loss in the center. There's a lot of loss and a lot of death. Confirm something here with this no teamwork. Okay. There's no teamwork in the home setting. So that means their state representatives, all that, those people in the house that kind of make the rules to be brought forth, they're going to stand up, but it's not going to work. Stability and stagnation is what they're kind of focused on here. And they don't want the poor. Mary Shelley is a lot of loss in the center. Tell me more. We have one more, guys. Thank you for just listening to my downloads. Tap in and subscribe. We got the levers. When I told you there's no more shared effort, this is a spiritual thing that's not going to last long, but it's going to work on earth. The Page of Skulls. The sky is going to open up. It's going to be some sort of red and yellow energy somebody's going to capture on screen. That's them operating in this spiritual energy. It's a woman that they're using to counteract with Adram Leach. 3 weeks, you'll hear something regarding New Orleans. Nobody's agreeing. Something's going to go wrong in the city, like the water system. It'll be something going on just in that state for some reason. It's just going to be all of a sudden. But that's the spirit counteracting them, like coming forth, trying to disrupt this land, trying to disrupt the waters. He's only using these armed military forces to put fear in the people and to control the minds. And if you control the mind, see that hand grabbing out the mind, if you can control the mind, you can control the life. If you can control the mind, you can control what's inside. As you can see from a lot of people who are just out of their fucking mind. No disrespect. But this is all in the matter of control, to take souls. And it's a matter of taking souls to protect the evil, to protect some sort of community of people. When I tell you that there's spirits around that are not going to back down, whether it is on this earth or at a different time, there's unfinished business here for them to kind of get their payback in some form. But regardless, there's unfinished business with them disrupting this land from getting rid of the nature and the people. Because they know there are witches, warlocks, voodoo, hoodoo practitioners. There are people who have a lot of power, but it's mainly the ancestors. They're afraid of this thing they can't see. And I called it from the very beginning, but we had to get there. So this the thing that they're going to do is a spiritual attack behind the walls, but we're not able to see. We're not really privy because we're just going to be watching as people. But they're trying to really lift up and get control of this city they're afraid of. Let's see. The final one is did I do that one? The final one is the eye. This is all what we're going to witness, what we're going to watch, and it'll be an illusion pool before our eyes, because this is how they get their answers when they confuse confuse the people. You got the Hierophant, you got Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and then the Eight of Bibles. This has been some sort of thing. This has been some sort of obstacle they have been trying to take over, as far as like getting closer with the city without anything happening to them. There has been several times in several cases where there have been officials just trying to snoop too much or do things that they shouldn't be doing as far as information and looking around, and they've never come back. They've gotten hurt. They're still there now, and they know that secret. There's really no balance with what they think that they're going to accomplish with this Hierophant. And this is really a conformity that the people have to bow down to, and it's just a new effect. And if you're not going to bow down to this energy of them kind of overprotecting, locking you up, they're serious about this Alcatraz. They're going to make it bigger. They want to have complete control over this town that's spiritually protected for some reason. But it's an imbalance. This isn't going to work on the spiritual, on the other realm, the spiritual realm. You have to pay for what you've done here. So regardless, on earth, they can do what they want. This can all come in the form as you're trying to help the people, or you're trying to be smart. But this is not going to work out on the opposite end, because this king and his knights, his soldiers, are going to have to pay. And it's here. Their seat is waiting, but they know that already. They know that very much well, right? They know their seats, and they know the position that they're supposed to take. But what's going to have to happen with the people is they're going to have to use their instinct. They're going to have to know if they're looking at a real human being or who they're talking to. You're also going to have to be mindful of just being like the stop and frisk. They're going to be doing things to just get you locked up, but they want to disappear. They want people to kind of go extinct here. They have a dark force that they're working with. There's Ajam Leech and the female energy. Oh. Oh, can I do one? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. If you live in New Orleans, I would just stay protected in your spiritual energy. I would share the message that there is an entity that they're afraid of, and that's what's taking so long, kind of stagnation, and why they didn't go there first. But they're spiritually trying to battle the people and get rid of them through this peacock entity here. Oh, let's see. Okay. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you for the comments. Tama Arashal. Hello. He spammed my chat so much. That was crazy. All right. Nobody have anything else to say? I'm out of here, baby. Until next time, guys. I may do New York, but I think we're on the realization on why they're doing this in the first place. I'll see you next time. Ashe.